The number of people now known to have been killed in Monday's earthquakes in Turkey and Syria has now passed 21,000. Rescue teams are still trying to find survivors more than 90 hours after the quakes. The UN says more help is on its way and has urged governments not to hinder aid supplies. Our correspondent Anna Foster sent us this report from Kahramanmaraş.
An urgent call for quiet. These rescuers need complete silence. They've heard voices. Even though this building isn't safe, they don't hesitate. Because despite the winter cold, there are still survivors. And to get to them, they need to be inside. In another collapsed building not far away, a British-German team are helping local people to search. They risk their lives for moments like this. A mother and child pulled from the ruins, freezing, exhausted, but alive.
The team have been working on a work site for the last few hours, and I'm very glad to say that they've just been able to pull someone out the rubble pile and pass them over to paramedics locally.
It's places like this that really show you why the death toll keeps rising. This was an entire neighbourhood and it's completely destroyed. It was hundreds of apartments, thousands of people, and the majority of them are still buried under these vast mounds of smoking rubble.
Good news is becoming increasingly rare in Maraş. Each day the number of bodies goes up. It's impossible to know how many more might be found. Keenan travelled here from Doncaster as soon as he heard the news of the quake. His brother is in there somewhere.
I tried to do yesterday to dig it myself, but you can't. You see the concrete like this, all close each other. I got no power to leave this. Sad, I'm sorry, sad.
The wait is agony.
You know, I can't stop crying. Last 2 days I'm here. And keep seeing the dead bodies, and the people are shouting dead bodies, and many dead bodies, and then they're just putting each other on top. It's not nice, not nice.
As darkness falls once again, the rescue work continues, but the chance of finding more survivors is now small. 4 freezing nights have taken a heavy toll.
Well, that's the picture in Turkey, but the process of getting help and aid for those affected in Syria is a far more complicated one because of the effects of 12 years of civil war. Now, much of the earthquake zone in northern Syria is controlled by groups who are fighting the government. And there's only one border crossing that's currently open for UN aid convoys to use. Our correspondent Quentin Somerville sent us this report from near the Turkish-Syrian border.
At the corner of Ataturk and Jamal Street, hope ends. From what was once an 8-storey building, the last 4 bodies have been retrieved. Everyone else has been accounted for. All that's left is rubble. On the other side of the road, though, it's a different story. A desperate hope still remains. The children are 4 and 6 years old. It's been 4 days, says Mrs. Olsen. Her nieces are trapped inside. My God, please return them to us, she says. They dig deep inside the building, but no survivors emerge. A few streets away, there's better news. A Syrian boy, 1-year-old Rami, is pulled out alive after 80 hours buried under the rubble. His 8-year-old sister Hilal was also saved, along with their older brother and their mother. Turks and Syrians have lived together in Antakya for years. Most of the 3 million Syrian refugees in Turkey are in the earthquake zone and working hand in hand in its aftermath.
This earthquake is a catastrophe for 2 countries, for Turkey and for Syria. Syrian and Turkish lives and fates overlap here. This is the border region. Syria is only 15 kilometres from here. But when it comes to the national and international response to this disaster, well, Syria and Turkey have never been further apart.
It's taken long enough for help to make it here to southern Turkey. But over the horizon in Syria, a desperate people still wait. Quentin Somerville, BBC News, Antakya.